Yo, is this thing on? Can you guys hear me? Okay. If you can hear me, you'll notice that my character isn't in the top left, nor that the chat bar is on screen. There's an echo. What the hell? All right. Un momento. Is this better? Reverb's on? I hope reverb's not on. Let me drop the level. Is this better? Am I still echoing? Oh, as in it is better, or I am still echoing. I guess I shouldn't ask a yes or no question. That's on me. I'm gonna assume this is the best. Okay. Let's go. What's up, guys? Long time no see. I'm sorry I went fucking AWOL. Alright, sorry. I also forgot that I curse so much when I'm not recording a video. I've been AWOL for the past like 2 months, up until I started posting videos like a couple of weeks ago again. So thank you for sticking through it all. Seriously, you guys deserve some twerks, some kisses, some smooches, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so what I was saying earlier, before my audio started spazzing and geeking everywhere, you'll notice that the little bouncing character on the top left side and the chat box on the right side are just poof. They're not there. Okay, so part of the reason I took a break, besides taking a mental health break, was my computer decided to take a wet fart all over the goddamn place, right? So I had to move all of my files and whatnot from the last, from like my old hard drive to a new hard drive, right? And somewhere, I guess in the mix of that, right, OBS, all my OBS settings didn't transfer. And then when I was putting all of the things in 2 hours ago, I've been at this testing for 2 hours. They just haven't been working. So for this stream, unfortunately, the chat bar will not be there and my face will not be there. But you guys got to let me know. Can you hear the actual? I don't know if it's kosher to play music or not, because like I think the stream is monetized, so I don't know if I'll get like copyright striked and then like fucking the YouTube gods are just gonna kill me. But you know, who cares? Yo, what up, Grenadier? All right, so we're back. The Patron Deck Tech live stream. All right, because I went AWOL and because I was gone for fucking years. Oh, hi 20 Day Safari. That's very sweet. Hi 20 Day. Hee. Yo, I know 20 Day Safari from my university days. This guy's awesome. So the reason that we're doing this live stream, for those of you that are new, and how many viewers? I don't even know how to check that. Okay. All right, whatever. Basically, the reason that I'm doing this live stream is because I'm, as part of the Patreon service, thanks to these patrons being beautiful and awesome and throwing a couple of schmecks my direction every month, they get to do, they get to submit their decks, and I get to do a live stream, and I get to talk about them, right? The thing is, though, since I went AWOL, these guys get double or nothing. Double it and pass it to the next goddamn person. So inherently, we are doing a lot today, right? But we got a new patron, Lucas K. Masterson. This goat, this master of a dude, decided to become a Patron. I think that's how you refer to it. Sorry, I'm still new to this. Thank you, my brother. So, we'll be diving in to Jeska, Big Dog, Pants, okay. Yeah, okay. Oh no, Thrash, you've had a terrible day. Why have you had a terrible day? No, that's so sad. My heart's broken. Wait, that sucks. I hope you're okay. I hope it wasn't like the worst day in the world. We all have bad days. If it makes you feel any better, I also had an iffy day. Real life job stuff is stinky. But okay, Lucas K. Masterson. What am I looking at in front of us? I'm looking at two of the prettiest prints of both Jeska Thrice Reborn and Yoshimaru. Okay, I had this print of Yoshimaru, and it's awesome. The goodest of boys. Anyway, we have a partner commander deck sitting at bracket 2. Okay, okie dokie. I'll come back to my okie dokie later. Okay. After giving this deck a good old sniff and a good old snort, this is what I've kind of determined it to be, right? We're seeing a lot of, well, not a lot of creatures, but we're seeing a lot of equipment-focused creatures and two commanders that care about dealing lots of damage and putting +1/+1 counters onto, I'm assuming, the commander that you're going to swing out with, right? So it's going to be a one-shot Voltron deck, right? Voltron, equipment, Boros, good stuff. It's all of the Boros phenomenal good stuff that you'd expect, right? But let's get into it, right? Akiri, Fearless Voyager, phenomenal card draw card in the deck, and it buffs Yoshimaru, right? Like, I'm imagining the turn 1 when you're not playing your Ragavan is turn 1 you always play Yoshimaru, right? That's how I played Yoshimaru. When I had him in a deck, right, you always play Yoshimaru first so that they can benefit. I don't know if Yoshimaru is a good boy or a good girl, but we're going to just, we're going to be respectful here. They, right, care really much about the amount of legendaries that get thrown onto the battlefield under your control, right? So, something I'm already seeing in the creature base that I'm in love with is that Akiri, Ardenn, Boromir, Cloud, wow. Can I read? Sram, Senior Edificer, Lorana the Third Path. You got so many legendary creatures here, right? And the ones that aren't legendary, right? We're looking at the Bastion Protector. We're looking at the Stoneforge Mystic. These guys are fucking bangers in an equipment deck, right? So, just to sort of get an idea of like the creature base, right? Card draw, phenomenal. Ardenn, Intrepid Archaeologist. I have Ardenn in my Jin Sakai list, which is an Esper artifact Voltron deck, right? Ardenn fucks, all right? If you've never played something, a commander deck with Ardenn, and you happen to use equipments, he's so good. He gets around the equip costs, and you can free equip multiple permanents or multiple auras and equipments to one target permanent or player, right? Something that I want to do with Ardenn, but I haven't quite done yet, is that I want to turn him into like a curse deck, maybe like an Orzhov curse deck or something like that. I feel like that'd be really cool because you can move the curses around. Regardless, right? We're looking at a lot of bangers here, right? Boromir is a really good stacks piece because if someone casts a spell, no one spends mana, it gets countered. Fuck free spells, right? Especially in a bracket 2. If you're playing bracket 2, I hope you don't see free spells, but you never know, right? I guess deflecting swat's not a game changer anymore. But you can also sack him to give your creatures indestructible, which is awesome, right? We also see some of the usual bangers here, right? Esper Sentinel, Ragavan, all these phenomenal pieces that, you know, can give you card draw, can give you ramp. It's just really good stuff, right? We also have cards like Lorana of the Third Path. I really like this card because, you know, value, ETB, destroy a target artifact or enchantment, but it also gives you some card draw, which is really needed in white and red sometimes, right? This is another card draw option that I noticed for the deck, which I really liked, right? I like how you limited most of the card draw, and we'll get to the artifacts, most of the card draws onto creatures, because something that I run into in my Jin Sakai deck, right, is that I just sometimes don't have a lot of creatures on board to maybe block with. So having creatures that, you know, can not only buff, right, with something like Inti, but give you additional value, like destroying something or drawing cards, right? We're looking at drawing cards. Drawing cards is always the best, by the way, if you didn't know. But a lot of like the creature package here is awesome and very compact. I'm a big fan of it. I have not seen this thing before. Oh, this is a cool card for your deck. Erdnan, Dromoka Warrior. Whenever he enters, put a +1/+1 on target creature. It's gonna be Yoshimaru every time. And then whenever you attack, target attacking creature with a +1/+1 counter on it gains first strike, and then if it has 2 or more, gains double strike. This is really awesome for Esper. Is one of my least favorite cards in bracket 2. Well, so Grenadier, I appreciate you bringing that up because I did see the bracket 2 appear, and I do think that's going to be something I'm going to circle back to at a later time while reviewing this, right? I completely forgot. Danger Wiener, you're late. What the frick? Oh, I don't. It's okay, man. It's okay. I overreacted. I was lying completely. But in sum, I'm a big fan of your creature base here. Really big fan of your creature base. This guy's awesome in this deck, and it makes, I remember what I was going to say. It makes Yoshimaru even scarier to try and block. You're more on time than I was the first round. Dude, I've been binging your vids, and I just added... Oh, no way. What up, Akira? That's legendary. I appreciate you binging, man. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Welcome in. I curse a lot more in the live, so I'm sorry. I try to keep it relatively like PG-13 on the videos, but in the live, I'll tweak out a little bit more. I'll be geeking. All right. So, yeah, I want to talk about where this could sit bracket-wise, and I wonder if my boy Lucas K. Masterson's in the chat, because I'd love to have a little one-on chat moment with him, but with him also chiming in maybe. Anyway, right, Esper Sentinel, really strong in a bracket 2 deck. All right, whatever. Creatures are really... Thalia. Okay, well, we'll chat. I do like Thalia here. Makes you swinging in way better. No, please curse. I love the energy. Fuck yeah. Okay, I will do that. I try not to curse in my videos because I want them to be approachable, whatever. But regardless. All right. Blasphemous Act. Great board wipe. I love this art. I used to have this art. Can't complain. Single combat. One of the best. It is one of the goddamn best board wipes for a Voltron deck. It's really good. It's just really good. And I actually took it out of Jin Sakai for no particular reason. I think I replaced it for Winds to Abandon. Thrash, I'm not gonna think of the children. This is a rated R stream for me, unfortunately. I shouldn't say rated R. I'm not gonna like flash you guys or anything. I don't even have a camera. So that's probably not gonna happen. But no children will be thought of Thrash, unfortunately. But okay, right? 2 board wipes, phenomenal. Single combat, great. Blasphemous Act could be one-sided if Yoshimaru is big enough, which is awesome. And it doesn't hit Jeska, yay. And then we got Steel Shaper's Gift, little tutor to make you holla. Sorcery speed, but I mean it's a really good tutor, right? Great stuff. All right, now let's go to the interaction package, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great number of interaction in this deck. Okay, this is exactly this is the amount of numbers that I want to see for interaction. I would maybe honestly go a little bit higher just because you're in Voltron and people are going to be more prone to removing your stuff. But we got some bangers here. Angel's Grace. Okay, we're going to circle back to this and the bracket 2 stuff. Please think of the children. No. Sorry, Thrash, I love you. Angel's Grace. We're going to circle back to this and my hypothesis on whether or not this is a bracket 2. Boros Charm. Great card. I love it. I have it in my Ziza Spellslinger deck. Great. Dawn's Truce. Fuck yeah. Beautiful print. Just, it's value. It's, you see a correlation between, you know, the level of protection here and how compact I think this guy's package is going to be, because it's awesome. It's all good stuff. Dawn's Truce is phenomenal. Hexproof, and if you give someone a measly card, indestructible, and it's at instant speed. Instant speed is awesome. D-SWAT, the not game changer deflecting swat. It's a phenomenal card. Ooh, it went up in value. I remember it was at like 75 and now it's at 90. Hell yeah. Okay. CDH list is a little bit happier. Flawless Maneuvers, $21 now? Who up thinking about compact packages? I'm up every night thinking about compact packages, Cotton. Don't get me started on compact packages. I could talk about them all day. Okay, $21 for Flawless Maneuver? Are you kidding me? This card spiked in price. I remember when this was like, what, a $10 card maybe like a couple months ago? I guess people woke up and realized that Indestructible is good. Legion Leadership. It's almost like I made an entire video on MDFCs, but this one has real use in the deck. Given fucking Yoshimaru double strike to hit someone with the 1-2 ding 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 combo, uppercut, they're dead, they're minced, double strike, instant speed. Nothing's happening. If Yoshimaru is trampled, usually someone is dead with double strike. And it is a land on the other side. Oh. Orm's Chant. Great card. It's really good to lock people out of casting spells. Like if they're, it's a big storm turn for them, or, they're just, they got a lot of value on board and they're doing some fuck shit. Orm's Chant's great, but it can also, it's white pseudo fog, right? If the spell was kicked, creatures can't attack this turn. You do, oh my god, I'm burping. Sorry, that's disgusting. You do have to do this before combat, I believe. But it's still really good. Orange Chant's phenomenal. Your Temple is under attack. Great card with some flex, Indestructible, and you and I draw 2 cards. Great. Untimely and Redirect Lightning. I talk about it whenever I talk about interaction. I freaking love red redirect spells. They are the best interaction option that a red deck can provide, and it's like, it's just as much shock value as a blue counter spell. Red redirects are awesome. If you have red in your deck and you're not running a redirect, run Untimely. Redirect's expensive. Run Untimely, or just run the actual how much is redirect? Huh? Okay. Redirect. Okay. The original redirect is actually in blue, so I lied. Run redirects. Great stuff, okay? Artifact package. This is going to be some of the most important stuff for Lucas's deck here, right? Because it's a Voltron deck, right? So let's see what we got. You got your ramp. Signet. All right, let's go ramp. Soul Ring, Signet, Talisman, Mopal. Oh. Okay. I got my eyebrows are raised at the bracket 2 nature of this deck, but really good package here, right? You got the Mopal, you got the Soul Ring, you got the Signet, and you got the Ring of Power here, also known as the Sword of the Animist. All of these cards are awesome for ramp, as well as Sword of Hearth and Home here. I didn't even recognize it. Hidugrim Sword of Rohan. Grenadier is not happy that this deck is considered a bracket 2. Oh, man. Okay. Right? A lot of good stuff. Oh, and Luxior for Jeska flexing into another option for commander damage. Good stuff. I like it. All of these cards are great, right? A lot of good pumps here. Trample is really important. Unblockable is really important. More pumps right here is good. This is just like just really valuable. Like, you got good unblockable stuff. You got good +1/+1 stuff. What the hell is this? Huh. Same is true for as long as a card. Oh, who do you exile underneath it? Toxic won't work. I guess First Strike, Haste, Vigilance. This would be probably, where did that go? This would maybe be one of the first things that I would look at and kind of raise an eyebrow at. I understand that it's legendary, right? And so it's going to hit the Yoshimaru +1, but I think I already see like a good amount of legendaries. Let's do a quick count. 20. You want, okay, to do the thing in a deck, you want 30 of it, like in an ideal world, right? So, or 18 right here, right? I think there's like 2 or 3 creatures that aren't legendary. And then we'll call this 20, right? You're hitting the 30 number pretty good. I didn't count. I just, that was me just doing it off the dome, right? I don't think you need this Eater of Virtue here, right? But that's me. And we'll come back to some ads, right? All in all, really strong artifact package here. Enchantments, great protection, and it's a legendary spell, so it'll proc Yoshimaru, and it buffs him / everyone. Really good stuff, right? Noble Heritage, same deal as Flowering of the White Tree. Legendary enchantment. Legendary is the keyword we're looking for here. Really good stuff. Really good stuff here. Okay. Search for Dagger. Hello. Oh, cool. Wow. That's a good card. I like that card. That's even better in this deck. Yeah. Hell yeah. Good stuff. Sigarda's Aid, it's a no-brainer in any deck that can run white and cares about equipments. Sigarda's Aid is awesome for instant speed shenanigans. Let's say no one goes to block your commander and you have untapped mana. Boom, 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 boom. Here's every single sword in the game and you're dead. They won't think it's very funny or awesome, but you certainly will, and that's what matters, right? Takage is welcome. Just good draw spell. I wonder if power 3 or less is hit every time. Almost every time. That's good. All right. And then 33 lands. Okay. Lucas K. Masterson. I want to level with you here. This is not a bracket 2 list. At least I don't think it is, right? While I understand the issues with Voltron and aggro and categorizing them in the bracket system, and what I mean by that is a bracket 3 deck someone can expect to play until turn 6, right? A bracket 2 deck even, I think it's turn 8, right? In the very nature of a Voltron or aggro deck or some deck along those lines, right, is that you are probably killing one person relatively quickly, right? Do I think that makes a deck an automatic bracket 3? No, but I am seeing some allusions to a slightly stronger deck, right? Or I'm getting at the expectations, right? Something like Angel's Grace, for instance, I don't see being used or like the use case for it being super apparent when you're not playing in a CEDH or bracket 4 environment, right? I think that with cards like this, and I know that when they updated the bracket system, they removed tutors, but even with tutors, I get a little wishy-washy, a little wonky sometimes, right? That, you know, it'll allude to a higher bracket because your deck's package, it's all a lot more compact, and there's a very clear like line of or like chain of events that you want to hit, right? When I see cards like Esper Sentinel, Esper Sentinel, honestly, I think Esper Sentinel is good in most bracket. He can maybe flex into a bracket 2. I feel like he sits in bracket 3. Ranger Captain of Eos is, I feel like, a very bracket 4, bracket 5 card. It's great, and it tutors, right? Like, you can tutor for a creature card 1 or less, so you tutor for Ragavan or Esper, right? Which is objectively good in the deck, right? You'll get the proc with Yoshimaru, but I don't think it's bracket 2, right? I don't think you're going to see a bracket 2 deck, you know, storming off or, you know, casting a crazy amount of tutors where you'll want to sack Ranger Captain of Eos here to get that value, right? I think this deck, in my humble opinion, is a solid 3, right? But let's get to the ads, okay? The biggest thing with the swords, and I love the swords, right? But they're not legendary, right? But I've already seen that you can hit that, right? So I would recommend adding in more swords. I'm sure I don't need to tell the chat about this, but Sword of Feast and Famine, Sword of Fire and Ice, all of these are phenomenal, right? Pro black, pro green, so it gives the unblockable nature of it, right? Or it gives the evasion, right? And alongside that, you get a level of interaction where that player has to discard a card, and you get to untap all of your lands so you can keep making your opponents cry that much faster, right? I mean, it's a really good card, right? You could very easily do all of, the swords tribals bullshit, right? Or might I introduce you to Sunforger? Sunforger is a phenomenal card, and anytime that I feel like my Kibo deck just got called out, I'm intrigued. Are you talking about the bracket thing or something else? Regardless, Sunforger is a phenomenal card that you can kind of toolbox with, right? You can free equip with Ardenn in my head, right? You free equip with Ardenn, and then you pay Boros at instant speed to tutor for one of your instants. I think if you're already sitting at the bracket, in my humble opinion, 3 level, you might as well tutor more. So why not do Sunforger stuff? You'll get the +4 buff onto Yoshimaru, right? But then you can just free cast any of your instants here. Like being able to free cast a redirect lightning or an untimely or, any of these cards, I think is awesome and will help you protect your deck a little bit more. Who doesn't want that? Another thing that I would probably recommend is that since, in my mind, you're going towards the bracket 3 route, throwing open the armory, right? We're already tutoring. We're already tutoring. Hello. We're already tutoring. We're already doing the thing. Let's just do it that much more effectively and that much more efficiently. One of my favorite cards for a Voltron deck is Genji Glove. Now, you're already in red, so you can run things like Full Throttle or Seize the Day, all of the red gain additional combat things. But Genji Glove is... Oh, I just had an epiphany. Sorry. Genji Glove is awesome, right? You give Yoshimaru Double Strike, and you get an additional combat phase and untapping Yoshimaru. Great, right? Really cool. Really cool. Let me pull up my muscle mommy right here. Muscle goddamn mommy. Karlach Fury of Avernus. Okay, I just played through Baldur's Gate 3, and I did not romance her. I romanced Shadowheart and the evil dark elf lady. Just because she threw it back after that party. Shadowheart wasn't happy about that though. Anyway, Karlach Fury of Avernus, for all of her red hot nature is awesome in this deck. She hits the Yoshimaru legendary good stuff, right? And no spoilers. And you get an additional combat phase and first strike. Karlach, in my opinion, is a no-brainer. Thrash, put Karlach in a red deck that cares about swinging out. I pinky promise you will not regret it. It's so good. Karlach is so good, and she's hot. Anyway, you know what, Danger Wiener, I probably think that far too often. Far too often. And that's probably why I'm in the situation I am now. Single, that is. Okay. I think this deck is awesome. I think it's very compact. I would maybe increase draw, add some tutors like I was saying. And then I would also consider adding maybe slightly more evasion, with the swords, right? So in my mind, you either go swords tribal, and by swords I mean sword of tribal, so Hearth and Home, Feast and Famine, Fire and Ice, the whole 9 yards, right? You can do that, right? Which won't hit your legendary +1/+1 thing, which kind of stinks. But you could also go, I think, like the Sunforger route to find your interaction a little bit easier. I think this is a really awesome deck. I think this is a really, really awesome deck. If you're going to bracket 3, because I do think this deck is a bracket 3, Just throw in the T-Pro. Fuck it, throw in the Smothering Tithe. Get your ramp straight. And then I guess Jeska's will for more. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel like I see some of the cards in here that could allude to a bracket 3 deck, but I don't see the label bracket 3, and I also want to see fucking Mox Amber here. I think is my last thought, Mox Amber, because it's a legendary art. It's legendary, right? Yay! Yeah, throw in Mox Amber. Yeah, Ancient Tomb, call it a day. You got great mana base too. Yeah, you got a Ganjo, Minds of Moria, Sokenzan, Crucible of Defiance, Abstergo Entertainment. You got a lot of the legendary lands. This is a very compact deck. Lucas K. Masterson, fire deck. Just admit to yourself that it's a bracket 3. And throw in some game changers. Because this is awesome. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the first deck tech. And only in like 23 minutes. By that rate, we'll be done in 10 fucking hours. The Magic Mafia Kingpin. Ooh! I will be doing that to open up another video. Let me write that down. Mafia Boss. Intro for next video. Thanks, Thrash. I'm definitely gonna consider doing something like that. All right. Speaking of Thrash, that clap was probably loud. That was probably loud. Now I'm just fucking clapping in the fucking in my room, and like my next door neighbor who can just like look into my window can see me just being psychotic. All right. What was I talking about? Okay. Thrash mentioned me becoming a Mafia Kingpin, but I'm gonna mention Thrash's 2 decklist inputs, submissions. That's the word I'm looking for. Submissions for today's live stream. All right. So first, we got Moon and Sea. There was a clap. I clapped once, but I was also talking, so I don't, maybe the mic did a little goof and stopped it. All right, I don't know why I keep doing the Mafia accent. It's been a long day, guys. I'm sorry. All right, Moon and Sea. Commander, Aang, Swift, Savior. Flash flying. When he enters, airbend up to 1 target creature or spell. You waterbend 8, and then you get Aang and La, Ocean's Fury. Whenever Aang and La attack, put a +1/+1 on each tapped creature you control. Alright. If any of you guys watch Jinxie or like played Rainbow Six Siege, you'll know what that is. If not, that's a dead reference. Thrash. You always build good decks for me, so I'm intrigued to see what you got for me today. Alright. See, Thrash admits that we got a bracket 3 over here. So let's sniff out what we got. Oh! Yeah, well, that's why it's a bracket 3. Elish Norn, Mother of Machines. That'll do it. I'm kidding. I actually don't think individual cards make a deck bracket 3, but, if a deck is compact enough, loaded the ground enough, or has, like, that ideal of a package, I can usually see where a deck is going. Alright! Akira's goated. Yo, Akira, what's your top rank in Rainbow? Okay, Aang's Swift Savior cares about water bending. If you guys haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender and you built or opened from the Avatar set, I'm gonna have to politely ask you to leave the live stream. I've seen Avatar like 4 times now, and I haven't watched the movie spoilers because it's been leaked, and I love Avatar: The Last Airbender so much that Diamond 1, I'm Diamond 1. You're better than me. Plat 2 max. Fucking, you gotta watch Avatar, okay? It's a beautiful show, phenomenal show, and I'm glad that people got to build decks with it. Okay, so, Aang, what are we doing here, okay? I'm seeing Merfolk Tribal, out of all things in an Aang deck. Believe it or not, I'm seeing Merfolk Tribal. And I'll just kind of point. Hey, my God. Alesh costs $30. How much is he? Yeah, Alesha's low-key expensive, man. Oh, wait, Alesha? Wait. Oh, bro, can I read Elish Norn? Any Praetor is usually expensive. I think the cheapest Praetors are like Jin Cataxius and the Mass Land Denial Vorinclex. I think they're like $7-8, something like that. Ironically, this was meant to be a janky deck, but I may have broken it. Tried to build a Tap Matters Oceanic deck. Oh, they're all merfolk, and you're water bending, and it's law in the command zone. Thrash, you get a fucking. All right, hell yeah, that flavor win, flavor win. Hey, oh my boy, thank you so. Yo, thank you. Oh, of course, Twinjamin. All right, yeah. So the fact that this is Merfolk Tribal is awesome, right? And if you've ever sat down against Hackball, you know Merfolk are good at a couple of things. What are those things? +1/+1 counters in tribaling themselves off the face of planet fucking Earth. Okay? Oh, Flowering of the White Trees in this deck too. I wonder if it's a good card. All right. I love how Architect does this, so we can actually just go through things kind of individually. I like that you have a blink package, or I guess a repeat blink package here. I wonder if you have single use blink effects, because oh, I guess Soul Herder also doesn't. Oh, so breaking news, Soul Herder's good. Yeah, Teleportation Circle and Soul Herder are some of the best in business. I mean, you could add in Conjurer's Closet as well. I mean, with pieces like Elish Norn, Mother of Machines, and the fact that Aang can also be used as a control piece, like, I think, like, at least in my head, I like having more Blinken, right? Because now Blink can also serve as a pseudo removal. But let's keep getting into it. All right, so these are your anthems, right? Enchantment, unblinkable anthem, right? I'm gonna speak that, right? Ew, what the fuck? +1/+1 in Island Walk. You're a bad person, Thrash. All right, then we got. Oh my god, they just reprinted it again. There's no way. Why is that? I mean, I know why this one is 10 and this one's $9 or $1 is because that one hasn't been reprinted in forever. But that's great. It's the exact same thing. Oh, this is symmetrical and this is one-sided. This is low-key. I like Master of the Pearl Trine more than Lord of Atlantis. What if you're going up against another Merfolk deck? Regardless. And then we got Voldan Wave Knight. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on each other Merfolk and or knight you control. Nice. Good draw. Good draw stuff, right? Is there any draw in the command zone here? No. Okay. Life gain. Hey folks, I'm a big fan of having at least one piece of life gain in your deck, and Thrash hits the nail on the head. I think you need life gain, especially when you inevitably get swung out at and people start giving you a hard time, right? Having one form of life gain is awesome, and it's aligning with the Merfolk theme of the deck. That's pretty cool. All right. Protección. Clever Concealment. Great card. I mention it all the time in my videos. I think Clever Concealment is just actually like one of my favorite white protection spells. You can convoke it, so not only can you get like sort of the tap synergy of this deck, but it's any number of target non-land permanents, right? So you can do your Merfolk, you can do your enchantments, you can do your artifact, anything that you care about, you can not deal with. Or you can make disappear. Then we got Kopala, Warden of Waves. This was in the Hawkball precon. The only reason I'm saying is because my friend just played Hawkball last night, and I almost got rinsed by him. Thank God for Sephiroth. But, really good card. Unsettled Mariner, Shapeshifter, nice. I mean, yeah, this is just traditional Azorius control. Fuck you, go die. Don't. Are you gonna pay the one? But in a different flavor, so it's really good stuff. Then Waterbenders Restoration, Flavor Win, Avatar Set, and I fucking love this card. This is just one of my favorite Blink cards in the game. I run it in my Miriam list, and it's just... I also think I run it in Yark, actually. So both decks are pseudo Blink. But Waterbenders Restoration is awesome. Really, really awesome. Okay? Ramp. Thrash. What's happening here, Thrash? What's average CMC? How do I see that? All right. Average CMC of 3.32. Sure. 37 lands. Okay. 8 pieces. Okay. All right. Maybe a touch more. I love seeing Peregrine Drake in a Blink deck, because this guy can get out of hand so quickly. It's actually unfair. You need to play Peregrine Drake in a Blink list if you don't have it already. Really good. Okay. Illuge, also really good. It costs really good. He's so good. He makes your instants and sorceries that much cheaper. And, you know, with some of these like 7 Leviathan, fucking Avatar's Wrath, Waterbenders Restoration, blah, 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 bliddity blue. Breaking News Illuge is good, right? It's a really good card. I love that ad, right? Soul Ring, Signet, of course, Talisman of Progress, awesome. Wand of the World Soul, nice. Gives a spell, Convoke. I've never seen this card. I've never built a Convoke deck. That's really cool. I see how it works with the deck, and I think that's really awesome. Really, really awesome. Illuge is big fish. He's always big fish. Big fish. Illuge is great. But I honestly just really like him for being able to make your spells cheaper. Okay. Counters. Yep. I mean, we're seeing the counter thing here, right? It's because when Aang attacks, right, each tapped creature gets the +1/+1, which is why we care about the Convoke, which is why we care about the Waterbend, right? The typical games, or the typical structure for this deck that I'm seeing is you tap your things to do a thing, and then they all profit, right? That's how the deck is envisioned, right? So Cather's Crusade here, no brainer. It's a great card in any white token deck or like white Anthem deck. Any deck that's going wide that can run white with creatures anyway. Cather's Crusade's awesome. I really like it for token decks though. Really like it for token decks. I actually need a copy for Aziza, but regardless. Now let's do removal. Airbender's Reversal. I think this was just in here for a flavor win. I like it. Just, yeah, more lessons, more Atla. I love it. Avatar's Wrath. I mean, if you guys haven't seen this card, see it. Especially Lucas K Masterson. I don't know if you're still hanging out, man, but freaking hell, man. The Avatar's Wrath in a Voltron deck is insane, bro. You can just keep Yoshimaru on board and airbend everything else, bro. Really good. Consuming Tide, really good. Really good. Big fan of this. I like Consuming Tide in a deck that's more focused on tokens, but I kind of see the token stuff over here, so we'll probably get to it, right? Consuming Tide's a really good card, right? Because it serves as removal and it serves as a little bit of card draw, right? Really good. All right. Enchant creature, land, or planeswalker. Wow. I love this card. Yeah, I agree, Almost Con. It's so good. Wow. Imprisoned in the Moon is awesome. That's really cool. Good card, made better with Convoke, I imagine. Good stuff. Lorena the Third Path. Hey, we're seeing some similarities in the last 2 lists. Yeah, this is really good card. I've never heard of Imprison in the Moon. I have not heard of Imprison in the Moon. I don't really play a ton of, or well, I didn't start playing limited formats up until Tarkir Dragonstorm. So I probably wouldn't have seen this card. I opened Innistrad, but I didn't play it. So I probably didn't use this card, but I see why it's really good. You can stop a land, you can stop a creature or a planeswalker. Hey, if you saw my interaction video, being able to hit multiple things with one card, really good. Merfolk Trickster. Oh, That's powerful in this deck. That's really powerful. Nice. Good stuff. Summon Leviathan. Return each creature. Yep. Really good. One-sided board wipe. Yep. And it's draw. Yep. Great. And it can be convoked out for a lot. Great. Water Whip. I want to use this card. I really wanted this card in my Iroh Grand Lotus deck, which was a Lessons Storm deck, but I mean, Water Whip is also it's just such a good card. Really good card. You get to return 2 creatures to their owner's hands, right? So not your stuff, someone else's. And you draw 2 cards, and you waterbend, getting the tapped creatures for Aang and Law, right? Great. Creature. I wonder what these are. Nice. Good protection. Nice. Oh, some Lorwyn cards. Hughes Water Whip. Amen. Deep Channel Duelist, untap, other target. Nice. Nice. I like all these creatures right here. 6 command. Create a token, copy, merfolk. Gain lifelink, draw a card, tap target creature. Okay. I liked all these cards. All of the commands. There's like Grub's command, 6 command. Maybe I don't think there was a Brigid's command. Or Brigid's command, whatever. It's a good card. I like it. Elish Norn, Mother of Machines. I love you. Elish Norn, she's hot. She sucks to play against. I mean, what can you really do? It's good stuff. All right, now for draw. I love seeing 12 things under draw here. Really good stuff. Yes. Yeah, that's really good in this deck. Harmonized Crescendo, really great. Again, really good. And she's a waterbend outlet. I don't think I've ever said that out loud. A waterbend outlet, so you can continually tap 6 to draw a card, tap 6 draw a card, whatever, right? Awesome. Muldrifter, yay! Really good blink target here. Overflowing Insight. This is a silly card, but with Convoke, it makes it a lot more playable. Hey, Spirit Water Revival. Here's another card that I love. It's a budget card, right? But I think this card has a lot of use cases in like a tokens deck or a big mana deck like this. You get to draw 2 cards, and if not, it's a pseudo midnight clock of midnight. It's midnight clock, right? Yeah, whatever. Midnight clock, allowing you to shuffle your hand in graveyard back into your library if you don't like it, or if you don't have a hand, right? And then you draw a new 7, but then you also don't have any more hand size for the rest of the game. Fuck yeah, that's sick. Sig. I pulled the pretty version of this Sig, but I never took a look at him. Oh, nice. Cool. I like it. Very nice. Legend of Crook. Oh my gosh. All right, scry 2, then draw a card, and then I see this. Yep, Yep. All right, cast a spell, create a 1/1 colorless spirit token, can't be blocked. Really good stuff, and it has the water bend outlet. Again, I've never said that in my life, but it's a water bending outlet. Take an extra turn. Good stuff. Unagi. One of my buddies, one of my really good friends who I played Magic with in real life, he had a Kinnan big flip list, and he ran Unagi in it. Yo, the amount of card advantage that this card gives is fucked up. So good. It's so good. Yep. Little tap outlet. Nice. Airbending outlet, reusing the ETBs. Nice. And then, yeah, okay. Really good stuff. And then evasion. Yep. Herald of Secret Streams. Yep, missed answer. Perfect. Okay. Thrash. You built a mean deck. You built a very mean deck. And I want you to know that. However, if you're already this mean, why not make it meaner? I want to see Intruder Alarm. I think Intruder Alarm in this deck would go crazy because you can blink things, right? You can blink things very easily, allowing you to tap and untap things. But this will also allow you to sort of pseudo storm if you're convoking multiple spells in a turn or waterbending multiple times in a turn. Intruder Alarm is great. And I honestly think it's a notable miss from this deck. I think Intruder Alarm would make this deck her, right? I would also consider cards like Kindred Discovery in any deck that is tribal. And this is like, I'm going to say this is like 75% tribal, 80% tribal. I see like a bunch of merfolk, but then you got a couple of like, you got the fish, you got the drake, you got the elemental. There's like a little bit missing, but I think it's basically a merfolk deck, right? Kindred Discovery, I think, is going to be awesome whenever you cast. So, unfortunately, not ETB, but whenever you cast a merfolk, you'll draw a card. And then whenever they attack, you'll also draw, which is going to be really good for when you're pushing for the end game with all of these crazy evasive merfolk, right? That are plus 10 because fuck you. Like, I think that's really awesome, right? Another thing that I would consider for this deck is I would maybe hello, flip. I would maybe consider Displacer Kitten. I talk about this card all the time. I freaking love this card. There's nothing better about this card that hasn't been said. $40. This card used to be $25. Now it's 40. I mean, it's perfect for this deck, right? So my biggest suggestions for this are gonna come down to two things. I think you should be, instead of doing a ton of creatures that you're casting. Who doesn't love the cat, Eco? Like, legitimately, the cat's awesome. I think instead of leveraging so many creature merfolk, you should leverage some token merfolk instead. Like, I think having more ways to sort of spell sling or water bend other things in order to make tokens, I think that's how this deck pushes itself above. But if you want to keep it to the merfolk, then keep it to the merfolk. I think that's awesome here, right? But if you're doing that, oh, dude, if you have the spare secret layer displacer kin, absolutely put it in this deck. That sounds like it's gonna fuck, dude. yes. Displacer kin absolutely goes into this deck. Absolutely. And then I would maybe consider just adding a couple more pieces of draw, or I would add some more protection slash removal slash all that other stuff. Where the hell is your counterspell? Where is it? Your counterspell, an offer you can't refuse. If you're running a Boros Blink token, kind of merfolk tribal deck, I think I would run a counterspell or two just because you can flex it in between protection, removal. I think just the pure flexibility capability of it is awesome. Is awesome stuff. So, Thrash, phenomenal deck. I like it a lot. My biggest adds: Intruder Alarm, Kindred Discovery. You got 3 game changers. What's another game changer I'd like for this list? Fuck it. We'll do Cyclonic Rift. That's just off the dome. That's just a little present for you. Cyclonic Rift, just because in my eyes, right? If I'm building a bracket 3 list and I have the ability to run 3 game changers, are you not at a disadvantage not running all 3 game changers? I'm just gonna leave it there and let you guys argue. But I'm a big fan of this deck. Even bigger fan that it's from Aang. Honestly, I'm considering cutting Mystical Tutor. Dude, like, I would, like, I see how this is a bracket 3. Honestly, though, I'm comfy calling this a bracket 2 if you remove these 2. If you remove the Enlightened and Mystical, this is a strong bracket 2. And you know what I mean? I think that's kosher. But I also see how this is flexed up to a 3 here, right? I also love your finisher, Secret of Waterbending. Really awesome stuff. I mean, really good stuff. Just awesome, right? I'm a big fan of this deck. Also, Drum Bellower. Fucks. I can't believe this card got reprinted in a Strixhaven Precon. So good. So good. Hold on, beautiful people. Someone is at my door. I will hold on. Let's see if I'm getting mugged or not. Un momento. All right, I hope nobody fucking left, all right? This is a stick up, and I need all of the Strixhaven Collector boosters in my bag right now. I'm back. Someone was at my door. But they were just a Latter-day Saint, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, who swatted me? That's fucked up. Danger Wiener, I'm on your side. Who's swatting me out here? It's a cruel world. Anyway, Thrash, lovely first deck. Lovely, lovely first deck. Beautiful. All right. We're going to move on to Thrash's second deck. Oh, Wan Shi Tong All Knowing. One of my really good other YouTuber friends, Wise Hoopo MTG, we just played Magic on Tuesday via Tabletop Sim. Hello, get excited. That was my first time playing Tabletop Sim. What an overstimulating program. Why the hell is there a little goblin dude that is animated, and why can I shoot dice out of a cannon onto the table? And why can I flip it? Anyway, he played a Wan Shi Tong deck, and his deck was awesome, right? So I'm very excited to see how you built this one, okay? So the basic idea with this one that I picked up on was this is a lot more blinky than the Ang list that we just took a look at, right? Tabletop Sim mentioned raw. Hey guys, I'm very down to get games in, right? The Discord is desolate and quiet and sad, and I want people to play games. I really do want people to play games via the Discord, because I'll be able to also like pop in and be like, oh hi, and spectate and then leave, and whatever. I would like that. Anyway, I think Wan Shi Tong is a really cool commander. When Wan Shi Tong enters, target non-land permanent or permanent's owner puts it to the bottom of their library or second from the top. I'd like to play on Convoke. Yes. This card is really awesome, and honestly, I would say that this this card could go into the Ang deck. Just saying. Regardless, this deck is basically focused on blinking and creating value loops, and then creating a fuck ton of creatures, right? We see sort of the idea here where we're putting things into libraries, right? To create 2 1/1 spirits that can't be blocked unless someone else controls a spirit. Which, spoiler alert, I didn't control a spirit when my buddy Wise Hoopo played this deck against me, so I got crushed. So. Let's go through it. Anthem, same deal. Banner of Kinship, really good. Banner of Kinship is great, especially for the mid game. Let's say you already have like 4 spirits, makes Banner of Kinship's thing just that much stronger. It automatically turns +1 into +4, which is just like, hello, Banner of Kinship's busted. Supreme Phantom, great. Just static Anthem, good stuff. Altar of the Brood. This is an interesting card here. And the only reason that I'm saying it's interesting is because it seems like a win con for an infinite blink combo. If I'm right, slap me across the face, and if I'm wrong, slap me across the face. Maybe I just like getting slapped. But I see this as a win condition piece and not necessarily a synergy value piece, right? Because Wan Shi Tong wants things back into the library and not in a graveyard, for instance, right? But great card for a win con. Then we got some protection. See, Gomazoa is phenomenal here. Gomazoa and each creature it's blocking on top of their owner's libraries, then those players shuffle their libraries. So not only is he reusable, and hopefully you can find this big old jellyfish again. Why is this low-key fucking scary looking? That is a scary looking jellyfish, dude. Looks like something out of Elden Ring. Sorry, Elden Ring's on my mind. I've been playing the fuck out of that game recently. Really, I think Gamazoa is like dictionary perfect for what this deck is trying to do. And then Propaganda, really good value. Oh, I haven't mentioned Propaganda or Ghostly Prison in any of the deck techs that I've been doing. All right. First deck, Jeska Yoshimaru. Ghostly Prison, easy. It's not legendary, but whatever. Aang, Ghostly Prison, and Propaganda. If I can run these effects, I'm running them. They're so good, and they can deny it's a stacks piece and it's a politics piece. It's so good all the way around. All right, now let's move on to the Blink package. Conjurer's Closet. All right, that's okay. Yep, beautiful. Deadeye Navigator. Displacer, the goodest of kitties, mainly for a gimmick. If I'm tucking and creating a little gimmick. Okay, you know what, Thrash? If it makes you happy, keep altering the deck. I fuck with that. Displacerkin, like I was saying, goodest of kitties, and then Essence Flux and Splash Portal. Wow, I love this old Essence Flux print. I used to run Essence Flux in my Kefka CEDH list because, hey, Blinking Kefka's good. It's a really good card. Oh, I didn't realize you have spirits. So hey, you actually get to do the +1/+1 counter thing. That's kind of funny. I love that. I've never done that before. That's sick. And Splash Portal. That also draws you a card with Wii Tong. W Blink spells, and their 1-drops. Even though Essence Flux is my personal favorite because it's an instant, Splash Portal is so great. Really good Blink package here, right? Then we got Caged Sun. Always good for a monocolored deck. I mean, it's just literally always good. Great idea here. Decanter of Endless Water, phenomenal card for, decks that are drawing a bunch of cards, but moreover, just, good 3-mana rock. Really good 3-mana rock. High Tide, beautiful. Patrick Banner, again, beautiful. Anthem, and it ramps. Awesome. Soul Ring, done. Thought Vessel, done. How often are you drawing cards? Because I see 2 now, no max hand sizes here. I guess we'll keep digging. Psychosis Crawler. Okay, so there's a card draw theme now. Okay. All things that are coming to me. Then we got Recursion. Yes. Tomb Trawler is awesome. More effects like these, dude. Elixir of Immortality is also really good here. Just anything that allows you to put cards back into your library are... I think that's just key here, right? Sakashima, the Imposter. I'm guessing that we're just going to copy Wii Tong, but if we're or Yashtola Rule, hello. But if we're running something like Sakashima, I would consider maybe running something that may be a little bit easier to cast, like Phantasmal Image, which will sacrifice to the Legendary Rule. Or here, let me pull up Phantasmal Image. Great card. Really good card. Lovely in my Kefka deck. This deck and the reason I keep bringing up my Kefka deck, the decks are similar in that they like blinking their commander, right? And blinking is the same as copying for a lot of things, right? The other card that I'm thinking of is actually just slipping my mind completely. 3-drop generic, or 4-drop, 3 generic, 1 blue. Allows it's the same thing as Sakashima, right? 2 is always better than 1. Great card, right? Really good card. Removal, hello. Aether Spouts is awesome. Broke my back trying to find Tomb Trawler. Yeah, I'd imagine really one-use card there, but it's meant for the deck though. Really good. Removal, yep. Great. Aether Spouts is awesome in this deck. Yep. Okay, actually, guys, I don't like Arcane Denial. I am not a fan of Arcane Denial. I have a bunch of copies of it, and I know it's it's a $5, $2 card, but I don't like giving my opponents card advantage. I really don't, unless I'm gaining a ridiculous amount of card advantage. It's a good counterspell, don't get me wrong. And I see and hear the use cases, but not my favorite. Commit, also really good for this. Yep. Tried and true counterspell. Nice. Wow, a lot of control in this deck, huh? Yep, nice. Hinder, yes. 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 Nebelgast Herald. This is great in the deck. So you said. Spell Crumble is also okay. Unless your deck is built around giving your opponents. Yeah, giving your. Yes, I agree. Hello, Lager. Lay. Lerga. Lerga. 4586. What up, beast? Um, all of these, I'm a big fan of your removal package because it's doing the thing that your commander wants you to do in a very phenomenal thing. Oh, almost kind. That's pretty cool. I've never thought about using Arcane Denial as a cantrip. Oh, but it's on upkeep. Okay. Still really good. Still really good. Huge fan of your videos. Didn't know you streamed as well. Well, I only stream. Well, it's not only for my patrons, but I do the streams for, like, first and foremost for my patrons. For them supporting the channel and pledging X amount per month. They get my really bad takes on their decks, and it's a cool time. I get to tweak out a little bit and be myself when I'm not reading a script. It's awesome. Whoa. Oh, Spark Double. You have Spark Double. Okay. Yeah, hey, Spark Double's in the deck. That's the card I was thinking of. 3 generic, 1 blue copy. Hey, I should have read. Roaming Throne. Yep. Spark Double. Yep. Virtue of Knowledge. Yep. Okay. Yep. Spirit Water Revival. Sway of the Stars. That's really cool. I have not ever played against a Sway of the Stars, but that's really, really cool. I love that you run this in the deck. I love that you run this in the deck. Really awesome. Creature, Baboon Spirit. I recognize that this is all for Blink here. Good Blink, good Blink. Oh, it's a Spirit. I like Dutiful Knowledge Seeker. Not bad, not great. Kind of floats in the middle. Decent card, right? Yes, 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 yes. Baboon Spirit's good, but how many other spirits do you have in the deck? It looks like 1, 2. Okay. I don't think you need Baboon Spirit, but I see the appeal of having a blink outlet for it. Why wouldn't it be? What wouldn't be? What isn't? I make spirits. Baboon Spirit. But he cares about non-token spirits, right? That's my only that's the spirit. My only thing with baboon spirit is that you're making a ton of token spirits. So I mean, he's a great blink outlet, and honestly, he works well in the deck. I like all these cards right here, and then your draw. I Thrash, yeah, exactly. My favorite part about this deck is the amount of removal and the amount of draw that you have. Honestly, just with all of this, like, this feels like it could be bumped up to a 3 maybe, but big fan. Oh. Hey, Dazzling Sphinx is really cool in this deck, man. That's really cool. Then we got Time Reversal, Fairies, Senseis. Yep, Senseis is needed. Yep. Jace, nice. Okay, all right. So that's the deck. I love this deck. You show Blink in front of my face and I start twerking a little bit. I think Blink is one of the strongest archetypes you can do in Commander. It is just awesome. Being able to reuse value is just phenomenal. And the fact that the value on Wan Shi Tong is control is even better. Thrash, I think this is a solid bracket 3. I think you're lying to yourself about this bracket 2. This is awesome. I guess the only one way that this could not be seen as a bracket 3 is because maybe it's tough to put away games. But I mean, the only way, you just swing out with a board with a million tokens, right? Like, I think this deck is really, really awesome. Some things I would maybe add would be one of my favorite blink pieces in the game. Thassa's Oracle, not Oracle. What the hell? Thassa Deep Dwelling. My Pookie Bear. I just got this print, so I'll show it on screen. I love this Thassa so much. Riddle me this. If you're so bad, then why are you doing deck reviews? Riddle me this, wise Hoopo MTG. If you're so wise, why do you make killer videos? Yo, if you haven't seen Wise Hoopo MTG's content before, definitely check it out. That guy fucks. He's awesome. Oh, wait, dude. Hoopo, bro. I'm reviewing a Wii Tong deck. It's awesome. I just told him to put Thassa Deep Dwelling in it. So good. I love, yeah, really awesome. Really, really awesome. That was not a good burn, really bad. It was almost a compliment. I know, right? It's almost like I was trying to compliment my friend. Cruel world we live in, right? I should just be really mean to people, probably. What am I saying? Somebody get this dude a drink. Yeah, Thassa Deep Dwelling is awesome in this deck. And then since you have such a strong blink, okay. Yeah, sorry, not Thassa's Oracle, Thassa Deep Dwelling, not Thoracle, not Thoracle. I don't run Thoracle in my bracket 2-3 lists, or she's a game changer, right? I don't run her in any of my lists except for CDH. Thassa Deep Dwelling, right? But also Archaeomancer, Ominous Cemetery. I googled it. Heard. I will look at that momentarily. Thrash. I think Archaeomancer here is gonna go crazy. I think since you have so many options to blink, and you have such a high quantity of instants and sorceries in the deck, Archaeomancer, fuck it, Snapcaster Mage, even though it'll exile, both of these cards will serve the same purpose and just give you really good value. Really good value, right? I'm a big fan of this deck. I'm a big fan of this deck. It gets a really bad seal of approval as well. So all right, Thrash, W decks. And now we get to the brewer that I was scared of giving advice on, because Eco can oh, I should pin a link to the deck to help people follow along. You know what? That's pretty good. Oh, refresh. Okay, I refreshed. I didn't realize that. Yep, I'll do that real quick. I need to update it. Okay, I'm gonna refresh it again. All right, Eco man, turn on tags. All right, do you want me to twerk for you as well, bro? I'll do it. It's just whether or not you want me to. All right, Eco, all of your decks are always insane, and I feel like I never have anything to add to them. Okay, I just want to go ahead and start off by saying that the last deck that you submitted was the Rube Goldberg Machine Railgun, and wholly compact and sick. Just really good stuff. All right, so let's go through it. All right, the commander is Shorai Genesis Engine, and if you've seen my channel, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of Shorai just because, and we'll see it with it. I think there's another artifact list coming up. I just don't like artifact decks. Sue me. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just not an artifact deck guy, right? And I'm also not really a Shorai guy, because all Shorai is tap, draw 2 cards, discard. Tap, draw 2 cards, discard, untap. Tap, discard 2 cards, untap. I mean, it's great, but oh, he's my baby first commander. I'm sorry I'm dragging him through the mud, Eco, but the only reason why is because personally, I'm not an artifact deck guy. This is my own bias coming through. Like 100%. I gotta clock that. But let's see what we got here. All right. We got the untappers here, right? Unstoppable Plan, Unwinding Clock. 2 bangers. Really good. Really, really good. Combo. Yep. Okay, you got the intruder alarm combo in here, and then nice. Okay. I see what's happening here. Combo. Oh, okay. So these are your different combos here. I see now. Okay. How does alter an intruder alarm work? If you crew him, it works. Eco, I'm gonna need you to explain to me this Ashnod's alter intruder alarm combo because I'm not seeing it, but I'm also brain dead. Okay, Jewel Basalt combo. I do understand how this works. I do understand how this works. Basically, crew Shorai, and then he untaps when you tap him. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Thank you, Eco. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, sack the token for mana. Yep. Okay, nice. Really nice. Okay, hell yeah. Jewel Basalt. Basically, this is just any of these, and this Locus of Enlightenment. This is effectively the same as Rings of Bright Hearth, right? You're just, oh no, Rings of Bright Hearth isn't a mana ability, actually. Sorry. But all you're doing here is copying the ability to add that much mana, and then you will be able to have infinite colorless mana, which is pretty good for Shorai if you have an untapper. So good stuff. Mind over matter infinites with damn near anything. I attempt to make a late game combo, so it's turn 3 and not bracket 4. Ooh, hi Candelabra. This is definitely a strong 3. This is a strong 3. It's definitely encroaching on 4, but I see how it's not a 4, right? I see how it's not a 4, but I'm seeing what you're saying. Definitely a strong 3. Okay, Ashnod's Altar, Untapper, Skull Clamp. Okay, same deal with the pilot. Okay. Heard. And then Twinning Rev. Untapper, and then copy it. Great. Okay. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 win cons in the deck. I think that is a phenomenal amount of win cons in this deck, and I think that is beautiful. I think having 4 options to don't look at the lands, it will hurt a lot. Okay. All right, Eco. This guy in pumping out big money lands in his lists. We'll get back to that. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of having multiple win cons in a deck. It's the easiest way to make sure you can always win, even if one of them gets stopped, and it's really good. And we only see one piece of redundancy between the combos, right? That being Ashnod's Altar. So if Ashnod's Altar gets exiled, you still have access to 2 other win cons. Like, that's really good. That's really, really good, guys. If you're deck building and you're deck building and tuning, very much fine tuning, this is like having multiple ways to deck or to win is awesome. Okay, we got the hard counters. Offer, counter, Cryptic. Cryptic's a little Cryptic's expensive, but I see why you're saying bracket 3 now, because you're running things like Cryptic, so I get it. Cryptic, Disallow, great. Dispel, awesome. I love Dispel on my CDH list. Low-key, I feel like I don't see it run all that often. Dovin's Veto, also awesome. Oh! How have you liked Glenn Alendra's answer? Because I saw this card. I never pulled it, but I liked it. It's like an interesting mind break trap. I liked it. Oh! This is also an interesting mind break trap. I have never seen this card before. That's cool. Mana Drain, yep. Stifle, yep. Strix, Swan, Tails. Beautiful. All right. I'm a big fan of your interaction package here. All right, let's keep going. Counters, I love it in CDH and Talon. Yes, sir. This guy gets it. Oh, do you happen to have the French version of this card? I'm not going to say it, but do you happen to have the French version of Delay? Because my buddy has it in his he used to run in a CDH list because it's really funny, but or not fun. Well, it's I might. Okay. All right. Well, you understand what I'm putting down. I'm a big fan of your work, Eco. And then we got Flusterstorm, Mana Leak, Mystic, Spell Pierce. If you guys don't know, the difference between a hard counter and a soft counter is a soft counter allows someone to get out of it by paying mana, and a hard counter is just fuck you, no, not happening. Why funny? Oh, Grenadier. I'm not going to search it up on the stream, but if you would like to search up delay MTG card in French, you will see why it's worth chuckling at sometimes. All right, counters. Top combo. Yep, top combo. Really good. God, counterbalance and senseis. Okay, this is like a. Oh, you see me tweaking out over my mouse. Eco, you build such strong decks, man. You build such strong decks. I want to throw on the 4 without, or well, 3. Oh my god. I want to say 4 without an egregious amount of game changers because, okay, a bit funny. All right. You got a lot of scary stuff in here, but this is also just creature combo list control. TBH, I do play it in 4 most of the time, and I see how it can be played in 4. The one thing that I'm sure that I don't have to tell you, right, is that like maybe you're missing out on like some of the 4 bracket 4 ramp spells, you know what I mean? But dude, I would just fucking proxy in all the moxes and stuff like that. You're already half there. Might as well just go fully in. Because like I think this is a really cool direction to take Shorai, like building him. The no free spells hurts, I'd imagine, when you're sitting in a bracket 4 table. 100%. I'm a big fan of what you're doing here. My 2 suggestions, right? Because I think we've soaked in the deck, right? We've soaked in all of the goodies of the deck, right? Top combo, discard value, really good. Humility is a lovely card, and I'm glad you found a use case for it because I low-key just want to throw it in something because it's just I love the art. The art's silly. It fucks the table. It's awesome. It's really good in a +1/+1 counter deck as well, which is a fun fact. I don't think it's a fun fact. I think everyone knows that. Yep. You got the keys, Voltaic, Sonic Screwdriver. Yeah. And then nice removal packet. Yeah, all right. Yeah. This is as beautiful of a creatureless deck as I think you can get. Right. It's just really, really good stuff. I would just say, dude, like you're already at bracket 4. Let's just take it there. You know what I mean? Do the Isochron Scepter alongside Twinning Staff. You know, I think Isochron's cheaper. Is it? As in CMC wise? I just misspelled the hell out of Isochron Scepter. That's why. One day I will build decks like this. One day you will, and it's gonna be fun. Don't let people who play at higher brackets scare you away from higher bracket tables. There's a lot of fun there. I like Isochron Scepter in this deck a lot. I would also consider, and I need to keep in mind the fact that I will cut it after the incident. What the hell is the incident? Oh. Yeah. Humility makes it so that ETBs don't happen. That's why it's haha funny. Oh man, I think this should be considered a bracket 4. I don't even know why I call these deck techs anymore. This is just really bad. Decides what bracket your deck is and gives a couple suggestions. I want on turn 3 on a bracket 3 game. Yeah. Okay. All right, Eco. Hey man, say man, Eco. Bracket 4. You're a bracket 4 builder. You're a high bracket builder. Is kind of what I've put together already. So if you want to tune this down, I would just run worse win conditions and maybe more expensive win conditions. I mean, these are all 3 cards, right? So they work. They're not 2 cards, but I see what you're saying. Win cons is the lands. I went with Candle and I mill. Yeah. Always good stuff. Always good stuff. Hey, I'm a big fan of this deck, right? Like, The few things I can think about would just be to add the Isochron Scepter, would be to add the Moxes. You know, you're already running basically CEDH levels. I mean, you're like 5, 6 higher than CEDH, but like, and you know this because you're a goat that plays a ton. But I think you're right there, man. You might as well just fucking go for it, dude. Like, I feel like this is really good. I feel like this is really good. Yeah, in my humble opinion, I think this deck is awesome. It should be a bracket 4, and if it is, just throw in a bunch of the Moxes, and I think you're good. Moxes, free spells, right? Because in my humble opinion, like stuff like this is already super oppressive, right? You're running 18 counter spells, so 23 pieces of interaction that impact your opponents. That's a that's a very healthy amount, right? Like I would consider just bumping this into a bracket for Eco. You make great lists. You always make great lists. God damn it! I strive to build like this. This is awesome. But up next, Eco, I have 2 pads. Get some worse combo. Right, right, and that's what I was gonna say, Eco. It's the way to make the deck worse is to, or the way to go with the deck in terms of a deck tech that I could see being feasible is you either include worse combos or you just full go into bracket 4, right? And I think he's already there for bracket 4. Really good stuff. All right, up next we got Ivy. I'm gonna deck myself Spell Thief. Whenever a player casts a spell that targets only a single creature other than Ivy, you may copy it. If you do, it copies Ivy, or it targets Ivy. This is a phenomenal idea of a deck, right? Because on the surface, I've seen this card get used to do things with like +1/+1 counters and so forth. But after taking a look at the deck, I've already sort of pieced it all together. You love building with cute numbers, don't you, Eco? 20 creatures, 20 instants, 28 enchantments. You and your cute ass numbers, bro. This deck is so funny. It's 100%. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm picking up on the vibe that it's gonna be. Um, but but the idea is basically you copy spells. It's value via auras, and then or auras or targeted spell stuffs, and then you card draw, and then you probably Voltron is what I'm thinking here. +2/+2, yeah. Right? Is that what I'm seeing? Tivers. What's your win con here? Tags make it easier. All right, I'll just always do tags. Ace enablers, card draw, protection, ramp, removal, untappers, Zyland. What's win con? Oh, you deck yourself. Okay. All right. I see the vision. Let's get into it. Is this another copy of Delay or is it just in another deck? And if it is Delay in the language that I'm thinking, hell yeah, you're sick. Um, yeah, I mean, 6 counters, very normal amount of counter spells. I love all of these counters. Mana Drain, I think, is even better in lower bracket decks because, or in lower bracket games because people play crazier creatures later, right? I only have one funny delay. They're like, yeah, they're expensive, man. They're really expensive. But I'm a big fan of Mana Drain in any bracket 2-3 list, right? All right. ETB draw enchantments, right? So these are things that you can throw onto a creature, copy, and cantrip. Hello, that's value. I love that. You're sick. Yeah, all of these are fucking fire, dude. Nerd Rage is really awesome, especially when you have no max hand size when you're drawing that many cards. Really, really good. Um, yeah, all of these kinds of effects are really, really dope. Yeah, Yeah, ETB draw card. All these are ETB draw cards. Awesome. And I like how they all pump as well, because then it low-key becomes a little bit of a Voltron in a sneaky way, right? Like, I don't think that's that bad. And it also provides another way of closing games out, or at least providing value, damage value, when you're on at a table. I think I play every TUCMC one they have printed. I don't doubt it, dude. I really don't doubt it. Like, these are all awesome. Really, really awesome. We got haste enablers. Ooh, concordant crossroads. Why do you want haste? Are you swinging the turn that you're playing Ivy? Maybe it's somewhere else. Let's do it again. Yep. 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 I mean, I already see the vision here. You bounce everything that you own back into your hand, and it helps that you bounce everyone else's, but you refill your hand with paradoxical outcome, and this one's just awesome. Like, I mean, like, you're just able to put everything back into your hand and then recopy, redouble. I see the value pile here, and it's awesome. It's for some dorks, so I can tap them for mana the turn that they come in. Okay, okay. Nice. Quick, I guess quick way to make it worse, remove these. Just like, Concordant Crossroads is awesome, but I like Concordant in like a aggro Gruul deck rather than like a value mana dork deck. But that's also my really bad take. Like, these are bad, but they unbrick me. Yeah, no, these are good. What do you mean they unbrick you? These are awesome. Have you considered Rancor? This is honestly, the more I look at this deck, the more it feels like my Blanca list. But Scryfall. Rancor. Eee. I think Rancor is a pretty okay card for this deck. I run it in my Blanca list, and I have an OG foil print. Eee, it's so pretty. But I think Rancor is another like good card, but I see how it's nice to. Yeah, it's because the French version is mildly funny. Oh, nice. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Also good in John Benton. Let's go. I like these enchantments that you can kind of do to kind of reuse something. Crown of Flames is something that I run. I know you can't run it in this deck, but it's really making me think through my block list. Yeah, it's Rancor's good. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's extremely valuable because it's not an ETB draw, nor does it allow you to double up the value to get the draw. But it's kind of a one time, here's a pump effect, right? But it has the added quote unquote versatility. I'm gonna say quote unquote versatility because it's just kind of one time use, but of being returned back to hand if it gets put in the graveyard, right? Lol. Hello, Incons. Exactly, exactly. See, Cotton gets the vibe here, right? You're already throwing a bunch of stuff on, but if you get stopped, you can at least get some burst draw sometimes with it. No, I agree. No, Eco, I completely agree with you. Like, I'm a big fan of you using these as a pseudo draw, especially with your whenever you play an enchantment draw card, right? And you have I want to say all of the enchantment or aura enters draw cards. Uh huh. Uh-huh. Hey, I run Season of Growth in Blanca. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How do you proc Triton and Storm Chaser Drake here? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. That makes sense. Are you just also doing kind of value? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Duh, because you don't have to target Ivy. Hello? Yo, I actually just don't even know how that happened. All right. Yeah, you have all of the best card draw for your enchantment decks, right? Really good stuff. Um, Airtight Alibi, Autumn's Veil. Uh-huh. Do you have Yep, Veil of Summer. I like Autumn's Veil. I have this in foil, but I just never run it because it's an interesting card, but I don't know. My pod doesn't really counter all that often. Defend the rider. Yep. Ooh, another 1-drop hexproof indestructible. I did not know that was a thing. Snakeskin. Yep. Tamios. Legolas's. Dusty Spinner Fucks. Diverse Stand. Yep. All right. Great. I mean, you got great protection here. Great counters, which I guess is the majority of your removal. Yeah, 4 pieces of removal. You can't really do much in Simic, right? You can only counter or destroy artifacts or enchantments. My thing I would maybe consider running a touch more removal. And I know you have a bunch of counters, so you have 8 counters, right? So those flex into it. But I often find that it's nice to be able to destroy a permanent that could cause you problems, right? Like maybe there's a stacks piece on board, or you know what I mean? Like I feel like just including something like that is awesome. Hello, 15 sources of ramp. Hell yeah. And a lot of them are at the 1-drop slot. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I got nothing for that. That's beautiful. And all of this. Untappers. Oh, nice. Oh. Nice. Okay. All right. Ivy. Man, dude, you build some compact packages. I tried to add more removals, but I would brick sadly because the idea is bad. No, I think the idea is good. You're using yes. You're using oh wait, Mark of Cycle. Where this? Where this? Oh, this mana doesn't cause mana burn. Tell me you're an old card without telling me you're an old card. Till end of turn. Yeah, that's awesome. I want this deck for Blanca. I'll be in touch. No, this is a really compact deck building package, dude. I'm a big fan of everything you have going on here. So here's what I would say for maybe some recommendations. If you're in green Voltron, yeah, no, that is very hot. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that. Do you have Vesuvian Duplimancy in this deck? That is a card that I kind of thought off the top of my head when I was, is it Vesuvian? Vesuvian. Duplimancy. Oh, it's Vesuvian. This I feel like is, no, you're only making a copy of the creature, which it's okay, but you're not like the deck isn't centered around cloning Ivy. So I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there. Have you considered putting in like any curiosity effects into the deck? Like Snake Umbra or Combat Research. I keep closing Scryfall. Snake Umbra is a bad one. And it's also combat center dependent. But it's like you got Snake Umbras. Okay, I would, but it took too much time to resolve, and I can't find a way to make the turns not take 20 minutes when I can move with Storm in about 5. Yeah, no, I agree. The clones and yeah, no, I get it. I get it completely. Have you considered running curiosity effects? I know she doesn't really deal direct damage, but in the event that I mean, it's like a baby Voltron, right? I feel like it could do some work for you. Maybe kind of, sorta. Um, I would also consider, what am I considering here? What am I considering here? Where's my notes? I mean, okay. The biggest things for me with this deck is that like it's already relatively complete, right? I did at one point and they could not back in. I keep flip flopping on whether or not I like them. Okay, that makes sense. I see the vision that okay, well, how about this? If you're not going for curiosity effects, why don't you go for maybe like just double downing on the enchantment or on the enchantment drawing. I think you have all of it already. I actually don't know if I can think of one. Oh, I just thought of a fun card for you. Have you considered not or also having a faster way to win off storm? So you can only storm to what? You need storm 10 to kill one person. This could be a valuable card to put in. Am I a bad person for recommending a poison card? Probably, but it's so good. Such a good card for that deck. Oh my, I love that card so much. Dude, Venerated Rot Priest in this deck, I think would actually just put in a crazy amount of work. Like, actually a crazy amount of work. And then, like, one other thing I would maybe think about, or person thing, I've always wanted to put this guy into a deck. And I think he's a one drop, so very cheap to cast, or her. She's a one drop, right? So she's very cheap to cast. I keep it out when I'm not at my main store because people get uh I like don't get being salty about poison. I'm sorry. It's another way to close out the game. Maybe I'm too nice and I like seeing too varied of archetypes, but I think it's very good. Have you considered Errant Street Artist? I think being able to tap, copy a spell, untap, like I saw a couple of untappers in the deck. Yeah, you have some untappers, right? Tap, copy, untap, recast an enchantment, copy to get. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a lot of value that you can find off of Errant. Weird card, not maybe a phenomenal card, but definitely an interesting one. Eco, stop submitting such good deck lists, man. Like actually, I don't. All your lists are always fire. Always fire. Um, do I have anything else? You have some stinkers in the works. Yeah, man, I'm scared of your stinkers. Wait, I thought of one more. Glittering Skitter Spike. Nope. It's just Skitter. Yep, here. Yeah, okay. Giggling Skitter Spike. This person will now allow you to also deal damage on your storm turns, which I think is another safer way of clearing out the storm turn besides just decking yourself, right? I think that would make it very solid. Just a kind of way to, a way to gutter snipe without a gutter snipe. I think that'd be really, really awesome. But yeah, Eco, never stop brewing gas, bro. Never stop brewing gas. Really good stuff here. But now it is time to move on to Almost Gotten. Almost Gotten. I always do the southern accent for him for some reason. Uh Before doing Almost Cotton's thingy majiggy, I would like to excuse myself and go tinkle. So I will be right back. Don't fucking move a muscle. I swear to God. You know what, Cotton? I'm excited for Bracket 2 Slop. After Eco, it's going to be like a breath of fresh air because Eco just. Every time I look at an Eco list, it makes me really want to play with him because I know how upset I will be looking at my own decks after the fact. All right, I'm going to run to the bathroom. Be right back. All right. I'm back. Oh, Almost Cotton gave us a turn list. All right. Turn one, get out a mana dork. Turn two, cast Henzie or Bloom Tender. Oh, yeah. Look at your mana dorks. Okay. Yep. Henzie or Bloom Tender. Turn three, start blitzing, something that ramps. I've double spelled 9-drops with this list before. I can't imagine. I don't doubt that you double spelled 9-drops. Any Henzie list, I think, is really. I actually really wanted to build. Oh my god. I really wanted to build Henzie into this list. You only included dorks so I can tap for other colors. Oh, you did. Wow, you did. Hey, that's pretty good, man. Oh, and you got some TMNT cards in here. All right. So, let's get into it. Henzie Toolbox Torre. Each creature spell you cast with mana value 4 or greater has Blitz. It's equal to its mana cost, but Blitz costs 1 less for each time you've casted your commander in the from the command zone this game. So, the basic idea is to blitz big creatures, get some ETB death value, and do some recursion loops. I'm smelling a reanimator list, or that could be a reanimator list. So let's get into it, right? The first place I'm going to look is these aren't categorized. All right, removal, Bane of Progress, really phenomenal to blitz out, really good to blitz out. My favorite piece of tech. Yo, Cotton, Tree of Perdition. That is tech, bro. That is tech, bro. I love that. That's really cool. All right. Let's take a look at this list. Copy. Yerp. I like Jaxus here. I like Jaxus a lot here. And let's do. All right. Jaxus is good, right? For copying. However, I would consider other copiers like Kiki Jiki, for instance, right? Which could be blitzed out, right? Because he's mana value 4 or greater. Where's Kiki Jiki? Kiki. Kiku? No, it's Kiki. There it is. He's mana value 5, so he fits the theme of the deck, but it also allows you to reuse a blitz a blitzed out creature, right? Like in my eyes, you're rinsing ETBs, or like you're combining ETBs or like creatures that have value from haste onto the battlefield. So inherently, I think Kiki Jiki here works super well. Henzie reduces all blitz. Oh, I love it. I love it. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I would just triple down on some cool copiers. Kiki Jiki is a really good one that I'm thinking of, and then I also really like Delina Wild Mage. I have built a whole deck around her, and she is phenomenal. But for decks that care about reusing creatures, I think red is really good for copying them. Right, so great stuff here. Recursion. So the biggest CMC that you want to hit in this deck is usually 4, right? That's kind of what I'm getting on. So luckily, all of these are hitting, right? You got the Archpriest of Shadows, you got the Artisan of Kozilek, right? I love all of these, bro. I'm a big fan of all of these. I would. Ooh, you have Marin in this list. Delina. Hey, I'm glad to put you on Delina. Delina is really awesome. Really awesome. But she can't be blitzed out, which you may care about. I love all of these options to recur and reanimate creatures. Um, have you considered, and you don't have to agree with me here, not Children of the Apocalypse, Shouldred Whisperer one. Not only can he blitz her out to serve as a form of removal, because it's an edict creature, right? So I talked about this in my reanimation video, but any creature that can force your opponents to sacrifice is usually pretty good, and even better when you can reuse it through Henzie. Um, so I'm a big fan of someone like Shouldred fitting into this deck. Although I get Shouldred's expensive and also puts a big target on your back, right? Oh yeah, Shouldred's always super nasty. But yeah, she would fit into the removal camp of things, right? So let's go through this facet now. Bane of Progress. I mentioned it earlier. Really good to target enchantments and artifacts. Awesome, 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 right? Bogart Trawler. Also really good removal. I talk about how graveyard should always be hated, and this is even better. Even better. Even though you can't blitz him out, who cares? It's fucking removal on a stick. Really good. Drakuseth. Yes. ETB, big thing that deals damage. Awesome. Have you considered Fury? Where is Fury? Where is Fury? Here's Fury. Not, can I do a cool looking Fury? Here it is. Fury, I feel like, would go really awesome in this deck. Yes, it's a little bit, less impactful than Drakuseth, but if you want to keep things to the blitz cost of being like around 4, like Fury, I think would be awesome for this list, right? And you can invoke him out. Druid of Purification. I love Druid of Purification. Every single green deck needs to run this card. It is awesome. Then, yep. Couple dragons. I love Kogla and Yadaro. Yes. And you have the other Kogla. This Kogla is great. Never see. Oh, dude. Fury is awesome, bro. On that same camp, Endurance is, nah, he's a 3-drop. I'm trying to hit the 4 CMC drop before, but Endurance could also be something you could maybe consider for this deck, right? Bring back everything from your grave back out. And then, oh, if you guys can hear my cat meowing, I'm sorry. He's causing a ruckus. Massacre Girl, really awesome. Instead of something like Massacre Girl, perchance, I would maybe consider Massacre Worm. Um, I feel like it's very seldom that a -1 counter ETB board wipes, right? But a -2 could board wipe, right? And it also pings people down for life, which I think is always needed for a sort of reanimator toolbox kind of value package like this is, right? Awesome. Aurora Awakeners. Ooh, that's a good card. That's a good card because you're hitting big flips anyways. Yeah, that's awesome. And you can blitz it out for 3. This is an all-star in the deck. I would literally just I would be reanimating this thing all the gosh damn time. That is awesome. Genova is also awesome for card draw. It's Genova's awesome, and she also pumps, which is great. Ralph and Mikey. Oh, also really good. When I blitz out, I get top 3 cards. Worst case scenario, it's still 3 lands. No, I think Aurora Awakener is awesome. I think Aurora Awakener is awesome for this deck. And then same deal. I like how you're taking this deck. It's almost like kind of like like with some of these creatures anyway, like this and this. It's almost like a value, like kind of cascade almost, like really strong effect. Oh, speaking of cascade, who's the wolf? Who's the wolf that cascades? Wolf that cascades. MTG. Yay! Oh, it's only enchantments. I lied. I'm actually just gonna go jump off a cliff now. All right, forget what I said. Gotta go to bed. No, stay up. I'm kidding. Go to bed. Thanks for hanging around, Grenadier. You're the goat. You are the goat. Really good stuff. Kethek, Crucible Goliath. Ooh. This is really awesome. Can you? I know you can stack. Okay, nice. You're taking them from a Cascade deck. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. I'm seeing some similar pieces here. Kethek is awesome here. I think this is really cool, and you can fucking sack one of your things that you were already gonna sack through the Blitz rule into Kethek and gain additional value. Awesome. Zayatora, the Incinerator. Really good. Dealing damage and making treasures. Have you considered? I feel bad for considering just like bangers, but like Corvold, perhaps? Card draw? He gets bigger and scarier, and it's a sack outlet. And when you blitz him out, I think blitz means they enter attacking, so you wouldn't get that trigger, but you'd still get the sack trigger off rip. I think Corvold is really really strong for this deck, and honestly, I think both of them are phenomenal for this. While this Corvold is more focused on sacrifice, I think it's just a really strong other card to include into the deck, right? So Blitz gives them haste and sack at the end step. Okay, so you can still sack things at the beginning of end step to Kethek. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Tree of Perdition. You already told me the good stuff? Yeah, that's good stuff. Rurik Thar. Oh my gosh, dude. Didn't this guy come out in fucking Into the Nyx, bro? Thart. When did this guy come out? Oh no, he didn't. He came out in Dragon's Maze. When did Dragon's Maze come out? Hold up. Yeah, I played Magic when I was a wee middle schooler. I played during this block as well. I played yeah, dude. Rurik Thar is great, bro. And beautiful thing about your deck is that I don't think I see any non-creatures. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I see any non-creatures. Tight. Yep. Ultimate creature toolbox. That's so sick. I love that. Draw. Yep. Apex Devastator, Beast Whisperer. Yep. Combustible Gear Hulk. Nice. Disciple, beautiful in this deck. It has to be Umori. Umori? Where the hell is Umori? Umori. Oh, you have a companion. Oh. Cotton, you dirty dog. This may be my favorite list that I've seen you submit so far, man. This is awesome, dude. I've always wanted to build just a creature deck. And this one's doing the thing and doing it well. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, really good draw spells here. I would consider besides Beast Whisperer, pardon my French, let me go to one of my lists here. This is a budget list that I made. Elvish Regrower, I think, is a good flex spot because it hits the 4 CMC that you need and returns things to your battlefield. But there was a card that I was looking for here. Garrick's Pack Leader, I think, would be really awesome in this deck. Card draw, it's basically Garrick's Uprising, but only on a creature. Um, yeah, like I feel like this is exactly what you need for your deck, right? Like I feel like this is an awesome way to keep the card draw up whenever you blitz, right? Like I think that's gonna be super good. And then this may be a little too weird and wonky because I mean this is for my $50 bracket list. Um Spinner of Souls. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, since the blitz isn't a token, it dies, it gets sacrificed, but then you kind of do that pseudo cascade. Really, it's a draw piece, right? And you'll be able to draw into more of your good stuff. I think could be something for you to consider. Um, yep, 39 lands. Yep. Tokens, giant Adaphage, nice. Real, I like both of these a lot. Wormcoil Engine fucks every time. I've never ever seen a situation where Wormcoil Engine doesn't fuck. Like genuinely, Loker genuinely, bro. That shit is awesome, bro. And then we got some protection. Carter Doomscourge, awesome. Sottily Stocks and Blitz. Oh, Blitz draws you a card on death? Man. See, Cotton, I was actually debating building this guy because I didn't realize how strong he was though. Card draw, mana advantage. Henzie's awesome. Really cool deck, bro. I mean, I've been giving kind of advice as I have been going, but this is an awesome deck, bro. I would maybe consider other creatures that can help you put away games, like Sorry God of the Peaks. Yeah, exactly. No, I like Henzie. I like this deck a lot, Con. I'm swimming and surfing through it. Can you load internet? Yay! I think this could be another option for your deck for sure. Uh-oh. What the hell? Um, did my stream just like glitch out? Is it okay now? Is my stream okay? I think it just like died for a second, but I think we're also back on. But now we're also back to we're on poor internet, whatever. Terror of the Peaks, I think would be a great way to put away the game for you, and you're running red and you already have some dragons anyway. I just love casting dragons. Okay, nice. Glad to be back in. I think Terror of the Peaks could be an awesome add to this deck. As it's just another way of creating additional value from those ETBs. I love this. I'm a big fan of this deck. Almost Con, big fan of this deck. Um, hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, that's Henzie. Cotton, did you send your deck tech or your list for your Pride Month deck into the Discord or Patreon? Because if so, I didn't see it. I could also be wrong, and I can go dig in for it briefly. I believe so. All right. Let me look at the Patreon because this is definitely on me. All right. Let's see. Not that one. Okay. Let's go. Not that one. I think you commented about the deck, but I didn't see the link to it. Cotton, would you mind just shooting me a message on the the Discord briefly? Oh, you just in the patron group chat? Awesome. You already solved it. You're goaded. Nice. And we're here, and we're here. Okay. The next deck. I love that. I didn't realize it was a Wizards event during Pride Month that any two commanders could be made to partner with each other. I think that is like the coolest. Like, I just love the fact that that's like I don't know, like is it weird to say that that's a flavor win for like uh for that community? Like I think that's awesome. Like any commander can be partnered with another and it's during Pride Month. That's sick. That's really cool. Um so Let's dive in. Grenzo. Oh. Okay. So this is basically just a Grenzo list. Ping stuff, and then you got Quintorius for some value alongside. Attracts a Rog. It was so funny. Fuck, man. I kind of want to build a fucking not partner paired allowed partner deck, man. Shit. I really want to now. What the hell? All right. So Grenzo, yep, uh, gives you the card draw, or gives you the removing something from the grave, and Quintorius gives you a profit from something being removed from the grave, right? On top of that, Quintorius can also discard stuff for you, which feeds into Grenzo's whole strategy. So, hell yeah. Is this? Hmm. Do you also have a restriction on deck building for yourself on this, on Miss Cotton? Because I think I see a theme between both decks you submitted. They both have a whole lot of creatures. Oh, no, it's not. It's not companioned. Regardless, let's get into it. Let me explain, lol. You explain. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start diving into it a little bit though. So I see how it's basically just a Grenzo deck, right? Like Grenzo is a really awesome commander, and I think there's a lot of cool um ideas and ways that you can go about with it. I think the way that I'm seeing it is it's Reanimator, but you're putting like it's Reanimator, right? But it's a very interesting Reanimator, and I think that makes it all the more better. Off rip, uh, off rip. Okay. Hold up. There's a price restriction, 75, and Grenzo just whiffs if you hit anything other than a creature. Mm, okay. So you're running all of the MERS that could possibly help. Okay. And then another one. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, if he doesn't whiff on creatures, let's go Cryptcast. Can I type? Cryptcast. Right? Like, just boom, value, tap a swamp, add additional black mana. I know it's one of your three colors, and you would need something like Tomb of Yawgmoth to that's gonna be so broad. Yeah, you need something like Tomb of Yawgmoth to like make it like crazy, and that's breaking the fuck out of the deck building restriction. But I see where you're going with it. I see where you're going with it. Let me hit his ability even more. Mm. Oh, because it's only two? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you have all your other ramp. Dude, yeah, here I was stressing out about you only having 5 pieces of ramp. Okay. This is all your ramp. 14 pieces of ramp in total. Awesome. Yes. Dub. Big fan. And then these are your pingers over here, I assume. Yep. Uh huh. Uh huh. Yep. Gary, love it. Yep. Conrad, yep. Uh huh. Beautiful. Um, can I get a blood art? I guess you don't really, because you're not sacking. I guess you're like, oh no way, I've seen 2 tomb trawlers today. Am I sleeping on this card, man? Wanchi Tong and Ingrenzo. Conrad triggers 3 times for each proper activation. Who the hell? Where the hell is Conrad? Conrad. Oh yeah. 100%. No, Conrad's really good. Um, yeah, I mean, this is an awesome, awesome idea and direction to take this deck. I love the fact that all of it is creature based, right? I'm a big fan of that. Ooh, I was literally going to recommend Grave Researcher. That's fire, dude. Hell yeah. No, Grave Researcher is awesome. But yeah, Grave Researcher, and then let's go through the leave the graveyard payoff. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Nice, very nice. Someone opened up the Lorehold pre-release booster. Um dude, I'm a big fan of the being able to witness two I went from a non-creature control list to two creature mid-range lists, two just creature mid-range lists. That's so fire. Um have you considered Sundering Archaic? It just came out in Strixhaven, and I think it falls within your budget. But when this creature enters, you exile target non-land permanent, mana value less than the number of colors spent to cast. It's always going to be three or less, right? But you get to do the two cost, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library, and they took all my creatures and I took their counter spells. Yes, precisely. Um, but the awesome thing about this is that it also hits the two activated ability mark, so Zerda can pop off. I think Sundering could be a value piece here. If I hit off Grenzo, it's another bottom effect. But if I cast it, I can exile. Exactly. Um, I think that could be a very valuable option here, right? But then I would also consider do you have the Pilgrim in your deck? Oh, you don't have the Pilgrim. Why? Okay, wait, easy. Easy. It should be a budget card, I think. Hoverstone. Pilgrim. I don't think I saw this card in your list, but it's a weird flying 2/5, right? So you got some flying protection, which is valuable, but it also is another way to keep restocking Grenzo here. Like, I see the vibe of this deck. You just want to restock as much as humanly possible and keep casting creatures that can do the thing for your deck. I think that's really, really strong for this. Yeah, exactly. Another blocker and then another bottom effect, right? Exactly. What else am I thinking? Let me look back at these notes. Oh, removal. Where's your removal? Oh, you have Ravenous Chupacabra. Um, I mean, you're in black. Why hit one thing when you could hit multiple? I talk about this card way too much, but like a Accursed Marauder is just simply a really good. I think being able to hit everyone's board is stronger, if not, or sorry, is just as strong as being able to target remove something. Um, three card infinite. Oh, that's not it. What is the infinite, if you don't mind me asking? I see Viscera Seer. Any of the two mana bottom effects, Grenzo, and Workhorse. Oh my god, am I dumb? Not up there. Oh. Nice. Nice. Hell yeah. Yup. Okay. Big fan. Big fan. Big fan. Sorry, my my baby sister is giving me a FaceTime, so I was a little distracted. Doing stuff right now. Sorry. All right. I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of this. Yeah, I mean, the biggest things that I think that you want to keep seeing is just being able to sacrifice things and keep creating value. Maybe something you could consider, because I'm not seeing any tokens getting sacked. Pawn of Ulamog. Oh, hello, not that one. Pawn enables you to create an additional Eldrazi spawn. Uh, but moreover, like, you get to create the token and sack it to add some mana, which you could then put. Oh yeah, yep. Pawn of Ulamog is really good for this deck, and he's only a buck, dude. Like, need honestly, I'd put Pawn of Ulamog in your fucking Henzie deck as well, man. But yeah, dude, fire list. I'm a big fan. I love the fact that, yeah, I saw two just creature lists in a row. Fire list con. Very fire lists. Moving on to the last two deck techs for today. We got Gronok the Omnivore and Öza Chief Artificer, both by Danger Wieners 669. So, Grolnok. Gronok is a self-mill commander, right? Whenever a frog attacks, you mill 3 cards, as in you, the player in control of Gronok. Whenever a permanent is put into the graveyard, it's this way: exile it with a croak counter. You may play lands and cast spells from among cards you own in exile with the croak counter. Wow, I can't speak. Croak counters on them. Say that 10 times fast. Oh my god, it's just creature lists. This is so awesome. Wow, it's all creature lists now. This is so sick. So, the basic idea, replaying everything and then gaining advantage through the croak zone. Hell yeah. I'm sorry, what is this card? No. Okay. All right. So the basic idea is you're exiling value engines, trying to draw cards or mill yourself, deck yourself out, and then casting a lab man. I love it. That's a compact win con, and I think it's a very good win con, right? Let's go through and see what we're getting into, right? Construct becomes a frog, awesome, and it's an anthem. And then oh, that's weird that that's not a frog. I'm assuming everything else is a frog or a toad, and this is just frog, toad, tribal. Yes, it is. Awesome. That's so fun, dude. That's so fun. I'm a big fan of creature toolbox kits, and oh, this guy's really good in the deck. Yep. Uh-huh. Doc Orlock. Phenomenal. Oh, I'm sorry that your internet's dookie. Hopefully, maybe you can watch it back after I have it posted up on the channel. That could be an option. But yeah, the basic idea is that you're just recasting and attacking with a bunch of frogs and hopefully milling yourself in the process, right? Some things that I would maybe consider, because self-mill seems to be the win con here, is I would really try and emphasize some more removal or interaction. You're in Simic, so you have options to ramp out in the easiest colors. You have the Nature Soul, you have the Kadama's Reach, and the Cultivate, right? The Soul Ring, the Arcane Signet, the tried and true basics, right? And the elves, right? So honestly, your ramp package is set. But I do think that you want to focus a little more up on some interaction. Oh, you built it for 50. Under 50, hey, you're still basically right there. That's pretty good. Big fan. Oh, yo, what's up, Steven? Hey, I know this guy. I know that guy. Hey, another person from my college days is in the live. That's so funny. Yeah, that guy's pretty cool, everyone. Give that guy a kiss for me. Yeah, so the biggest things I would say for this deck, in my humble opinion, would be to draw more cards and figure out a way to get more frogs out there. One of my favorite new cards from was a good slime, good looks, bro. Keep it up. What am I capstone. That's what all those cards are called, right? Improvisation capstone. Okay, it's just that one. What's the clone one? There's a clone capstone from Strixhaven that I'm forgetting the name of. Oh, clone paradigm. That's what I should say. Paradigm. Can I please find the card? Sorry, guys. Now I'm just trying to look for the card. Oh. Echo Casting Symposium. No wonder I couldn't fucking remember that name. I haven't run it in a deck yet. But I think having a way to create more frogs than you already have in the deck would be really, really strong for this deck, alongside just increasing the total draw that you have in the deck as well, right? Like, I see a lot of the self-mill in here, but I wonder if including a lot more draw effects alongside the self-mill effects to be awesome, right? Like, Drown in Dreams is really cool, right? Because you can draw a bunch of cards, and then you can also mill yourself for a bunch of cards, and that's sick. It's really good. I actually need to put this in my Zimone deck because it's an Expel. But I'm a big fan of this deck right here. But let's talk about some ads besides the ones that I was mentioning already. And I kind of wanted to add things along the frog kind of manner. So all right, let's delete that. Here's Berta. She's new. She's in Strixhaven. She's also someone that cares about X-Spells, but she's also bulk. So there's that, right? Berta is really cool because she has increment, right? So she gets bigger as you keep going. Water whip, exactly. Water whip would also, you know what? I'm just gonna pull it up on screen again because it's that good. It's that good, guys. Water Whip is that good of a card. It's severely underrated, in my humble opinion. Waterbending 5 is a steep cost, but it's good. Berta is awesome because she increments. So whenever you cast something that's mana is greater than 1 or 4, she puts a +1/+1 counter and then grows from there, right? Now, like, Berta will just serve as another way to ramp out, which I think is really, really strong. And I think it also could be pretty cool. It could be pretty all right, Another card that I was thinking of, because I looked up all of the most funnest frogs in preparation for this. Oh, you have Frogahemith. Froghemoth? Is I think what it's supposed to be. Um, I think having all these sort of just like big, dumb, silly frogs is awesome. Do you have Long River Lurker? Nice, the frog that you don't have. Okay, Long River. Bang. Lock in with me. Lock in with me here, Danger. Yes, exactly. She was also a frog. That's why I want to I want to recommend only frogs for this deck. Um, Giving your other frogs ward 1 is, I think, really cool, and it gives some extra kind of blink synergy stuff here, right? You could re-blink your commander. Oh no, it's just on attack. Do you have any ETBs on your frogs that you care about? Not really. Not really. It's still solid though. I think just a chill protection on the frog ain't the biggest thing in the world, right? We also got Rampant Frog Tantua. Oh my god. I think this is like a really silly card, but It also does the thing for your. If you have this in the list, then I'm actually just probably gonna leap off of a cliff. Do you? Rampant R. Nice. I found a card that you could maybe use. So Rampant Frog Tantua, right? Trample +10/+10 for each player who lost the game, right? Doesn't matter. Whenever you deal combat damage, you mill that many cards and put that many lands from your from among them onto the battlefield tapped. You're filling your graveyard up. You're doing the mill thing, right? And Frog Tantua scales with your table. I think that's phenomenal. All right, one more recommendation for this deck, and then I'm going to move on to the last deck for today. I think it's going to be Haze Frog. That's what I'm going to recommend. Haze Frog. Check it out. It's a frog that has flash, and it's a fog. It's a fog frog. Hence Haze Frog. Low key, if I ever were to build a weed tribal deck, Haze Frog is going in it. That man looks like he's smoking the good pack. Dude, great instant speed option for your deck, and if it's the frog theme, I think Haze Frog's a no-brainer. Big fan of this deck. My biggest things, maybe throw in some extra draw, some Kindred draw would really go to work here. But besides that, dude, lovely deck. Lovely deck. Very foggy fresh, if I do say so myself. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the last deck of today. We got Öza, Chief Artificer. You guys heard me shit on artifacts earlier when I saw the Shorai list. And you may hear me shit on artifacts again. But this one's artifact creatures, so it's like a little bit cooler, right? Like it's a little bit cooler. So let's get into it. I'm big fan of the fact that I think 90%, if not all of these, are artifact creatures. Let's see. I think I just saw maybe 3 Shimmer Dragon, Marionette Master, and this Glaring Flesh Raker. All of like those 3 cards, despite not being artifacts, go absolutely. My brother has a Mishra deck, so I had to build it. All right, whatever you say, man. I'm here to push back against the artifacts deck supremacy. I'm also probably the only person on Earth who doesn't like artifact decks, so that is 100% just me. But Danger Wiener, I'm gonna say it again. I think some more interaction wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Perhaps, maybe. I like All Is Dust being here because it kind of serves as a one-sided board wipe when you don't have, or once you have a bunch of construct tokens that you've made with your commander. So, I mean, I think All Is Dust is phenomenal for this deck, but I think you should consider maybe adding some more instant speed good stuff, right? You are in Esper. Esper has, I think, the most oppressive instant and sorcery interaction package yet. You have instant speed return to battlefield in black. You have things like, yes, the Sword Splashers, but also Path to Exile. And I see the Dispatch in here. Don't get it twisted. Love the Dispatch. Dispatch is great. But I think including some more counter spells to be able to stop things like unfortunate board wipes or when people inevitably target Öza, because this Öza will be getting targeted quite frequently. The fact that you get to create a construct similar to the non-game changer Öza here is peak. Really, really good stuff. Oh, I love that you have Phyrexian Metamorph in this deck. You're not alone. I don't care for artifacts unless it's Alloyed, Big Dumb, Artifact Discover. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. They've never struck my fancy, but I do see the appeal for other people. They are, I guess, in some ways, and this pains me to say, the ultimate toolbox, because you can like kind of profit for just playing a bunch of mana rocks, and so you always ramp out well, and you get a construct that gets really big, and all right, I'll stop shitting on artifact decks, but Danger Wiener, Pinky promise you'll throw in a couple more interaction spells for me. I feel like those would put in a lot more work because like Urza is objectively a scary commander. Like one of my buddies used to play this Urza Chief Artificer, right? And it's just really really strong, right? It's always good stuff. I would consider chucking in, do you have all the artifact lands? No. Okay. I would consider throwing in some of the artifact lands. If you aren't hit to, oh gosh, what are they in these colors? I know blue is Seat of the Synod. Seat of the Synod. Okay, yeah. So like there is a whole cycle of lands, Danger Wiener, that also count as artifacts. So your constructs can get even bigger. Because fuck, man. Fucking needed. Oh, you have the indestructible ones? Okay, sick. Oh, Mistfall. Oh, okay, you have the two color ones. Oh, and you have Seed of the Synod. And you have Vault of the Whispers. And I'm actually just blind. Okay. I'm blind. Yo, I'm sorry, twin. I'm blind as a bat. Um, but yeah, I'm a big fan of everything you got going on here. I would consider throwing in some guys just to ink. Why am I typing and see the sign out again? Sigh. I would consider adding in more guys that just create more little token artifacts, right? Psy Master Thopterist here, I think, puts in a crazy amount of work. While he himself is not an artifact creature, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you make a 1/1 Thopter. Uh, yeah, that's pretty damn good. And on that same note, bro, Stride Hanger Automaton is also phenomenal for this deck because whenever you would make one of the artifact tokens, you'll then make a 1/1 colorless Thopter, giving another +1/+1 for all of your bullshit constructs, bro. Look, I shit on artifact decks, but I know when they're good, man, and they're pretty good. Something else I would also consider for this deck, right, is to maybe include a piece of draw in here. One of my favorite things that I've seen people go off with in artifact decks is Mystic Forge. Um, Giving you the ability to cast your artifact spells and or colorless spells from the top of your library is great card advantage, but you can also kind of pseudo like senseis it. Yeah, you're exiling the card to get it out of the top, but you still allow yourself to dig and see more cards, which hey, may not be all that much of a bad thing, right? Um Another thing, okay, yep, Thopter Spy Network and Mechanized Production. Awesome. Yeah, so you have some of the Thopter good stuff. I would just throw in Psy and especially Stride Hanger Automaton, bro. I'm gonna pull up Stride Hanger Automaton again because this card is just so good. I currently run Stride Hanger Automaton in my Sephiroth list because if I could sacrifice a Thopter to any sack outlet and I have Pitiless Plunderer on the board, I create a treasure, which then creates another Thopter, and then I can sack, create a treasure, and kind of do that an infinite amount of times and then win. So Stride Hanger is a very good card, and it's very good for continuing to pump things out from your deck. Marionette Master is an interesting choice. I love Marionette Master, but you need to be sure that you're able to sacrifice things, right? If you have Marionette Master and you have a propensity of Thopters and little 1/1s that you don't care about, I would maybe consider even chucking in Ashnod's Altar, bro. It's really good for ramping yourself. It counts as an artifact, and it gives you a use case for the Thopters you're making or for the constructs that you're making and don't want to do anything with. I just think it can provide a holistic sort of view of everything. I love this deck though. I think it's a very cool deck. And as much as I shit on artifact decks, they're very, very good. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've all been. I think we're all wrapped up. I was gonna do spoilers for Strixhaven and or not Strixhaven. What the hell? What just got revealed? Hobbit stuff got revealed, and then some Marvel stuff got revealed. I was gonna do that, but doing 2 per person was kind of a healthy amount. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. This is now, I think, my longest live stream, which was pretty fire. Um, but hey, that about wraps it up. And guess what? I'm gonna take a break. And hey, guess what? Since you guys are sitting in here and supporting me, uh, you folks get to see, or if you want to hear me keep talking, I am posting my video right now. I just posted my newest video. Thank you, beautiful, beautiful people, for hanging around and hanging back for a good time. I hope you were entertained, and I hope you learned about some new cards or some funky cards and enjoyed seeing other people's brews. I feel like looking at other people's brews are always a good place to sort of draw on and, just learn more about the game and learn more about some cool synergies that you may not have known about. So thank you, beautiful, beautiful people. I will see you all in hopefully 5 minutes when you watch my newest video. Have fun. I mean, maybe you guys saw it because you guys are my patrons, but enjoy, beautiful people. Hugs and kisses. Have a lovely rest of your day.